Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I did finish the week with 15 wins and 1 loss for a win rate of 93.75% for the week. I'm definitely pleased about that. Very, very good week. Especially anytime I can do over 85% for the week. Lately, the market's been very, very challenging. Lots of fake outs, lots of misdirections. It's been kind of tough to trade. So if you're struggling the last few weeks, it's not only you. It's the market conditions and the gap and grinding up and ignoring the bad news and stuff like that. Hopefully, this week, next week will be different. But we got to trade the market we have, not the one we want, because that's just the way it is. So, with that said, let's see the trade ideas room on what was it? The 4th. SPY puts under 511 right here. This is I think I called it around here, so I rounded down to 511. I don't know if there was 511 was a point from Friday. Yeah, 511 is down here, right here. So a little bit of support in this 511 area. So it didn't do anything. It gotta make sure my OBS is working right. Didn't really do anything. It popped on the green can. The first candle it popped green, and I was kind of thinking it was going to dump, but it didn't. It popped, and I didn't post an image with the 4th. Well, whatever. I have to actually go to the options alert room to see what I actually did on the 4th. Okay, I bought puts at 10:15, which is right here. Instead of coming down a new lower day, I bought the 51.30 puts at 7:20, and it went against me, and I ended up averaging down at 10:50, which is up here. Yeah, right up here. I averaged down, thinking that this is pre-market resistance. We had a pretty big move on Friday. Usually after we have a pretty big move on Friday, we tend to go sideways. So I was thinking, okay, this is going to be the top of the channel for the day. And I grabbed puts and average down. I added more at 4, maybe I average at 560. And as soon as they turned green, I got out. I got out like at 580. So I escaped without taking a loss there. Kind of wasn't doing what I was expecting. So I sat out for a little while. I did take calls at 11:53, which is right here. So I guess I didn't wait out for a while. For some reason, I thought I took this over here, but no, I took this over here. I went down to VWAP, got bought back up. When it came back up to higher day, I took the chance. Okay, maybe it's going to break higher day, and I took 51.35 calls at 5:30. Pulled back a little bit, then it took off. Then went from 5:30 to 7:70. I just did not like the day it's going, the way it was going, because Friday was a big run day, but Friday was just one of those days I was not expecting, and we just haven't had really good movement lately. And when we do have good movement, it's straight up on bad news, and I don't feel comfortable grabbing calls and chasing it, especially when the weekly RSI is above 80. Bad news is left or right, and there's no short supply of bad news. I mean, everything out there right now is bad news. They're fabricating numbers, all kinds of things going on, and yet the market is just going on, just being oblivious to what's happening. And when the market does this, it's going to catch up, and when it catches up, it's going to catch up hard. So I just did not want to trade on Friday like that, and Monday, I was not expecting this, and they had this rage pop that had sold off. So I don't know. I called it a day. I think this is the day I called it quits early that day. Of course, right when I called it quits, something happened, but I didn't have FOMO. I just whatever. I don't care. Tomorrow's a new day. Then we started drifting down overnight in pre-market. Traded his room. I said on, let's see, the 5th, I think it was. No, I didn't pick anything on the 5th. I didn't put anything on trade ideas on the 5th. Okay, so whatever. I don't know why I did that. Maybe it was just down here, no man's land or something. I don't know. But anyways, first 2-minute candle, red. Definitely looking at puts. As soon as it got to lower day, which was 9:50, I grabbed the 50.95 puts at 5:30, and they went from 5:30 to 6:30. Didn't really do too much, and it popped up, and I grabbed calls. Okay, yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I took 3 trades in like 20 minutes. Okay, so I took puts right here under lower day. Got that small little scalp. Doesn't look like too much, but I did get $1. Then it popped up, and I broke over higher day over this 50, 10, 25 area. I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 51.15 calls at 580, and then went from 580 to 780. And as soon as it broke lower day, I grabbed puts lower day. So yeah, I grabbed puts here. I broke high day. I grabbed calls and caught that. As you can see, the wick. I can blow it up if you can't see it. So my first play was right here. Got the $1. Then it popped, and when I got over higher day, because it was drifting down, it was drifted down so much. I didn't care about grabbing calls over higher day because it was drifting down quite a bit. And so I did grab like I said, the 51.15 calls of 580. They went from 580 to 780. So there's a $2 move right there. The news came out, and it got clobbered. So once it broke lower day again, I grabbed puts down here, the 5100 puts at 720. And this time, the move actually stuck and just kept going. So they went from 720 to 1950 if you held all the way through. So this is the kind of bullshit that the market's been doing lately. The first half an hour, fake out, then it makes the move. So we had this happen a few months ago, and it's just the way the market's just been doing things lately is just doing this misdirection and fake outs, massive fake outs back and forth. And usually your first instinct is probably the right one, but not always. But we did catch a couple good moves out of that. So definitely pleased about that. Then I took calls again at 12:15, which is right here. As you can see right here, started to look like it was going to bounce, bear flag. So people probably started buying calls right here, and they took out the calls by making new lower day. As soon as I saw that, and you have a bullish divergence, you see the making prices making lower highs, and the history of making higher low. Just making a bullish divergence. So when I got over the 5508 area, I grabbed calls at 5090 calls at 610. And they went from 610 to 820 right there. Not much of a move for a bullish divergence like we had on Friday, this past Friday. We had a very big move on that. So 4 wins. Not going to complain about that. Definitely happy to see this kind of a move and this kind of a play. And of course, drifting up on Wednesday. So traded his room on Wednesday. The 6 buy puts into 509, which is right down here at this low because it's drifting up. First 2-minute candle is red, inside. I didn't take puts right here. This was Wednesday, right? Wednesday was the day we had Powell, right? Let's see. I think Powell was Wednesday. Yeah, Powell was testifying. So, yeah, I didn't touch this right here, but I grabbed calls at 10:34 right here when it got over this 410 area. I grabbed the 515, the 5115 calls at 650, and they went from 650 to 1115 right there. So they got a nice move. Then I took puts at 141, which is right here. 141. Okay, I remember this. I missed the initial drop, so I waited for it to retrace 50% of the move. And when it did, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 5120 puts at 830, and they went from 830 to 23. Instead of chasing this all the way down, if I chased it all the way down, yeah, it probably would have worked out, but implied volatility was skyrocketing. But I'm not chasing a massive candle like this. So they usually retrace 50% of the candle, and when it did, I think I even got it closer up here, up to the 511 area. I grabbed puts took the chance on puts, and the 51.20 puts at 8.30, and they went from 8.30 to 23. So that's 100% move right there. So retracement move definitely played out really well. Then I took puts again at 240, which is right here. Didn't take it here. I went up the VWAP, rejected VWAP, and rejected it here, pushed down, rejected VWAP, came back down. So when it broke below the bodies in the wick of this candle of 509.20 or 509.30, I took puts. I took the 5100 puts at $7, and they went from $7 to $9.60 right there. So that ended up being a nice clean play. Not really much going on with Powell. Well, there was more on Wednesday, but Thursday was kind of a dud day. Didn't really do any much. It drifted up on Thursday. So Thursday, let's see. Traded his room. Buy puts under 511, which is down here. This low. First 10-minute candle is green. I was not looking at our calls. We had a pretty big drift up, 508 to 512. That's a $5 gap up. Not looking at that. When it broke lower day, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 51.25 puts at $6.70, and they went from $6.70 to $9. Then I took puts again at 11.33, which is right here. Got all these candles. You get the body, the wick, and the wick, and the body, and the body. Sort of broke below this 514.15 area. I grabbed puts. So I grabbed the 51.40 puts at 580. As soon as I got in, reversed on me and just chopped, and then I eventually stopped out. So not what I was looking for. Then I took calls at 129, which is right here. No, here in this candle. A triple top, 1, 2, 3, triple, and you get at the higher low, so it's got an ascending triangle going on at higher day being the neckline. So I took the 51.60 calls at 440, and it popped, and they went from 440 to 940. So I got a nice $5 move out of that. Then I took calls at 303, which is right 303. Calls at 303. Did I buy VWAP? I bought the dump on the VWAP. It looks like that's what I did. It looks like I grabbed the 51.50 calls at $6. I bought them at VWAP, and it popped a little right there. So they went from $6 to $7.60. So I get a $1 plus move, $1.50 plus move. So I'm not going to complain about that. So that was my first loss of the day, me taking puts right here and going against me. So yeah, it is what it is. So on a Friday, March 8th, SPY puts into 514, which is down here at this low. Got news, it gapped up. First 10-minute candle was green. I was not having it. I didn't do anything. I waited, but I did end up grabbing SMCI. What I was looking at on SMCI. Let's see, good Friday. I was looking at this. Right here, you can see it had a red candle and it started to go up, quickly rejected over 1200, got shut down. So I was looking at if it broke lower day below this 1190, I was going to take puts, and it did. So I grabbed the 1150 puts at $4, and they went from $4 to 50. So that was 1,000% move if you held all the way through. So that ended up being a pretty good move. Then I ended up taking puts at 1209, which is right here. 1209. I didn't take it right there. 1209. I took puts at 1209. Right here. I'm not quite sure. Did I take it underneath lower day? I think I took it underneath pre-market low. So I grabbed the 5140 puts at 850, and they went from 850 to $10. So I think I was going off pre-market low and off these bodies right here, and then when it broke down, I got that move right there. Then I got puts again at 1245, which was right here. Started bear flag, and it pushed up because this white line is PDC, rejected, and it came back up, rejected again, and it came back down, and it broke below this 514 area or even 513.90, the bodies of these candles. That's where I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 5140 puts at 710, and they went from 710 to 1840. So got a nice clean play out of that. I just called it a day. Had a good week. Last week I struggled a little bit. This week was a lot cleaner, a lot better. I did a lot better. Got some good moves. Hopefully next week this will carry on. So yeah, that was pretty good week for trading. Hopefully this next week will be just as good. So that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.